what we were talking about before. Could you re-explain that?
My personal goals.
Yeah.
So, basically everything is for the film that I'm focusing on right now. I'm focusing on getting people to star in it as extras mainly. I'm focusing on it's like 9 months until filming, but still I want to get in shape before because there's a little bit of running and a lot of physical. The film is very physical. There's a lot of physical stuff that happens throughout it. There's never really any downtime. So yeah, that's basically all my personal goals. And a little one more thing is that I want to try and get my grades up for school.
Huh. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm only gonna get about a couple more questions in before I, cut it. But, whoa. So after that, what is your adulthood goal? What do you plan? For lack of a better term, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a director, for sure. Director or cinematographer. And two huge passions that I want to pursue in life.
Yeah. I don't blame you. That sounds really good. That sounds cool.
Yeah, and I'm kind of using this as my gateway into that, because this is gonna be like my first actual professional, not professional, but like borderline professional movie that I'll ever make.
Okay, okay. I'm trying to turn this music down somehow in this game, because I don't know if it'll mess with our...
You'll probably just have to go to the volume and then turn down the volume.
Hey, Cameron, if that's your name, thank you for the new sub, man. I appreciate it. If you keep watching, you'll have a ton of new stuff, a ton of, sports stuff. I do interviews every now and then. Just stay tuned, bro, and, you won't regret it.
Any other questions?
A couple of more.
Okay.
Rolling through the scene now, how good do you think your movie is? How good do you think it's gonna, how good do you think the movie is gonna do in the, you're posting it to YouTube, or where are you gonna?
So in other words, how's the movie? How do I think my movie's gonna do in the long run?
Yeah, like how do you feel?
I mean, it's not gonna gain a lot of attention. Obviously, it's not a blockbuster. It's not gonna make a whole lot of money. But I am gonna post it up to YouTube, and then I'm gonna share it with my family and friends. And hell, if it's good, I may even watch it every now and again. And I hate seeing myself on screen, but I really feel confident on this one because there's gonna be a lot of time for everybody to rehearse. There's gonna be a lot of time for everybody to get ready, and I have a really good today even I figured out I have a really good cinematographer on board, because I'm gonna be basically mainly the director and writer. I don't think I'm gonna control the camera very much at all until the end. So I'm gonna be like a kind of cinematographer for the last like 20 minutes, but for the different cinematographer, and he is really, really good. So I'm really excited for that. And he knows exactly what kind of movies I like, and he knows exactly the kind of filming style that I like. So yeah, I was really excited to hear about that news today.
Huh, that's good. To round out this interview, this is going to be the last question. Do you have any hopes of bringing back your, or I don't know if you, like I said, I'm not sure if you still have your YouTube channel, but do you have any hopes of bringing it back at all?
I don't have any plans of reviving that channel, but I am focusing on a channel right now. It's actually called Reflex. I have about 15 or 16 subs in that one, so if you could hit me up with a sub, that would be cool. But that's the one I'm focusing on for now. But I think the other one is officially dead in the water.
Okay. I can't really think of anything else to ask. I already ran out of the questions I wrote down. So, do you... this is kind of backwards, but do you have any kind of questions at all?
Yeah, actually I do.
Okay, well, go ahead.
How do you feel about the film?
I'm psyched about it, man. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to act. I'm ready to...
You've been ready, I think, for a year and a half now.
Like, I'm just waiting for when we can get it ready.
Yeah, I know for sure that you're 100% on board, and pretty much all my actors are still 100% on board, and everybody's 100% on board with doing this, and that's what makes me excited. How do you feel about your acting skills being let out into the world?
I don't know. I've been in a short couple of films. I was kind of a latecomer, so I was kind of like a water boy type person. So I'm not sure. I'm just really nervous, but at the same time, I'm just ready to get it going.
Yeah. I think we're all ready to get it going, and all pumped to get it going. But I think that this is a really good opportunity for all of us. I mean, if you're doing the soundtrack, it'll be amazing for you, especially. And then, depending on how much attention this gets, maybe even I might be able to make my directorial debut. You never know.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, thanks, Yoski or Yoski. Keep tuning into the show, man. New stuff every couple days or so, and enjoy.
Damn, dude, you're getting a crap ton of subs lately.
Well, yeah, I'm doing the interviews, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but yeah, there's only one thing that I want to ask you about. Do you think I should reveal a spoiler about the film?
If you want, man. It's not...
So, if anybody in chat, or anybody who's watching this video later on, doesn't want to know any spoilers and wants to know nothing going in...
Mute your volume right now.
Yeah, mute your volume right now, and maybe, I don't know. Mute your volume and, yeah, just mute your volume and probably stop watching here. I don't know. But basically, how do you feel about me dying on screen?
Not good, man.
And having to act out me dying.
That's gonna be tough. I don't really have any words for that.
Yeah. How do you feel about killing someone on screen?
Iffy. This is gonna be awesome, but at the same time, it's gonna be, it's gonna be kind of weird.
How do you feel about people dying around you on screen?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
How do you feel about people dying around you on screen? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure that all of us on set are gonna end up being friends in the long run. So basically, how do you feel about all your friends dying on screen right next to you?
Frightened, to be honest.
How do you feel about losing your left arm?
um, uh, like I said, very frightened.
How do you feel about the use of blood and gore around you, and oh, I guess all around you? How do you feel about that?
Uh, Not terrible, because, you know,
Okay.
I'm a sports player, so of course I'm gonna see blood and shit sometimes.
Hmm. How do you feel about having blood and gore on you and wearing prosthetics?
If you can get them and they fit, hey, I'm there to wear them.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all I got. You got any other questions to add?
I think that's it, man. You know,
Oh, hold on. Uh, what if the sequel does materialize? What would you want it to be? What's the story you'd want?
if it materializes, like, what do you mean?
Like if I ever do, um, get an idea on how to write the sequel. What would you want to see from the sequel, like storyline wise and character wise and
Uh,
content wise?
Survival instincts, you know, kicking in for everybody. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people not dying so early. But
um.
other than that, that's about all.
Okay. One last question. Uh, how do you feel about the idea of your character evolving throughout the film, and how do you feel about portraying the emotions that your character has to portray throughout the film?
Uh, I'm I'm a 50-50 actor in my book, so, you know, I don't know.
Okay. Do you feel comfortable about crying on set?
If it's gonna get me paid, yeah.
That was a great answer. Oh, that was great. Last question for me anyway. Uh, what do you hope the future is for this film?
Uh, Pops tons of everything worldwide and make us stars one day. That's all I can, you know, really
Oh
say
yeah,
about it.
I mean, me and you are pretty much already a dynamic duo.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah. How do you feel about I keep asking questions.
keep going as long as
I
you
think
want. It doesn't matter.
Okay. This is one of the last questions, I hope. Uh, how do you feel about meeting new people and having to bond with those new people on set?
How do I feel about bonding with new people on the set? Is what you ask?
Yeah. And then there's a follow-up question to that.
Really? I gotta find out this guy who you keep saying that I know, that we both know each other. I gotta find out who he is, because I'm not sure.
How do you feel about? Okay, sorry, you weren't done.
Oh, just, you know, make friends with everybody, and, you know, there's some people on set that I'm not really big fans of, so I'm not really gonna pay attention to them. You know, so, you know, that's it. That's all you really gotta say.
All right. So follow-up question: how do you feel about portraying fake emotions? Like, how do you feel about faking the bond on set with some of the people, since you don't know a lot of people?
It's gonna be tough. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. How do you feel about how you are portrayed in the film?
The way I'm portrayed is the way I've pretty much earned that portrayal. You know what I'm saying?
How do you follow-up question to that? How do you feel you are portrayed in the film?
I think it's fine for, you know, I'm not really picky about how I'm gonna be portrayed at all, but
Unless you're like a raging asshole.
yeah, I mean, like, I don't really care, to be honest. If you want to portray me however you want, if that's your opinion.
Okay. Last question. Are you surprised that the script was as good as you thought, as good as it ended up being?
Nah, I'm not surprised at all.
What did you think it was gonna be like when I started describing it to you?
In the early goings, or later on?
Before I started, okay, so here's how I'm gonna ask this question. What were your emotions? How did you feel about the script going into it? Like, what did you expect from it? How did you feel halfway through? And then how did you feel by the end? Well, it's not the end, but you gotta know.
Yeah, I get you. Early on, I felt like it was gonna kind of do a 50-50, but once you like customized it and everything, it felt more real. It felt more kind of, out there.
Define customized and define felt more real.
Okay, so in the early goings of it, in my opinion, it was okay, but I didn't think it would do very well in the early comings. So when you went in and redid it, when you added parts to it and you read it to me the second time, it just sounded better. I thought it would be better, everything in that category.
Considering the beginning, what did you when I started reading it to you, how did you predict it was going to end?
I basically predicted everybody survives.
Are you surprised that I oh well, you've already told me this, but what emotions did you have by the end of the script? Like at the end, how did you feel about what acts were portrayed in the film? How did you feel about the levels of gore, the levels of profanity, all kinds of stuff?
I didn't really feel, away by it. It just kind of, I'm not even there yet, and I'm already kind of getting a little, not so happy with it. Obviously when someone, like close to you, passes on or something,
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I gotta give you props, man. Like, you have the, the courage, you have the brass to do all this, and, I just give you the green light.
So, what you meant by courage? What do you mean by courage? Like, what acts in specific that were portrayed in the script did you feel were the most out there and I guess like ballsy and risky?
The amount of killing people off left and right, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. What death surprised you the most?
The death that surprised me the most is probably yours.
What surprised you about it?
Because I would think that you no offense, but playing the Call of Duty and stuff, you'd have better survival instincts and shit like that.
How do you feel about how my character portrayed the events leading up to his death and the fight that led up to his what ended up killing him?
Like I said before, ballsy and courage.
How do you feel about I'm sorry, I'm just throwing questions left and right, but it's so interesting knowing someone else's opinion on this.
Like I said, it doesn't matter. Go on for as long as you want.
I'm blushing like crazy, and I'm actually like smiling because it's just so interesting knowing someone else's opinion about it. So, damn it, I might be out of questions. I don't want to be out of questions.
Me either.
What did you expect from the script going in about what I was telling you about it? What did you expect?
I don't know, to be honest. I just didn't expect, in my opinion, I expected a lot out of it. I expect and I expected.
Did you feel those expectations were met?
Yeah, so far. In my opinion, they feel met.
Okay. In your mind, how do you think the film should end? Because I haven't written the ending, and yet, how do you think it should end?
The film probably should end with everybody meeting back up, but basically the whole movie is a bad dream, and everybody's still there. you know, meeting up. You know, they're watching the movie.
Mhm.
So as far as I'm concerned, that's what I want to see.
Okay. What did you feel? How emotional did you get when people started dying off left and right, and how did you feel about each one of those deaths and how they were portrayed?
Well, starting off.
Hold on. Let me rephrase that question.
All right.
Basically, I want you to tell me how you felt about each one of the characters' deaths.
Okay. Starting off with yours, in my opinion, it pissed me off and made me start, you know, tearing up a little bit. But at the same time, I knew that there was a meaning to it.
I'll let you carry on with the deaths, then I'll ask questions.
With Patrick, like I said, I don't really. I probably know him from, you know, somewhere, but I'm not positive. You know, I'm not sure because I'm, you know, still shaky on that because I'm, you know, I didn't really feel much about that, but, you know, coming close to film time, when we get to meet again, maybe I'll find out who he is and maybe my opinion will change. Who else all died in the script? I don't remember after those two.
David, who I think you know what he ends up doing.
Yeah.
And then each one of the guards.
The guards, in my opinion, I don't know. The guards, in my opinion, I think probably were meant to be demised. And what I mean by that is, you know, someone. It's like invading someone's property. You know that sign that they say like, oh, trespassers are gonna get, like, you know, shot. With them 3 guards, you know, dying, it's like they stepped on forbidden ground.
So can't talk. These were the only questions I had about about my death. What pissed you off about it, and what do you mean about how you knew it had a meaning?
First I'm gonna start off the meaning part. I actually think it had a meaning because you're also a producer, an executive in this movie. So, in my opinion, I thought you probably killed yourself off early to get more into the production of the movie.
Okay.
What made me mad is that I thought we were gonna stick together till the end of the movie.
So, let me tell you one thing. My original idea for the script, I was gonna die almost instantly, but I decided to keep myself through there because I thought of that, and I thought it would change your character even more and make your character more dynamic. And because the way I envision it is, as soon as I die, you just could go full fucking rage mode. Like, I think you can realize that by listening to the script. Like, you became somebody else once I died.
Yeah. And I totally agree with you. No, I agree with you.
But I wanted to kill myself off really early because I wanted to control the camera too. But I have a good person doing that, so I might make myself last a little longer. But I don't envision myself as someone who would last really long. But I actually want to rewrite it the end at least and make it to where Patrick dies and have me and you fighting him off at the end. That's what I want, but I just need to figure out that's actually what I want, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
But no matter what, in the end, I am gonna end up dying. So it'll just postpone my death until a little later.
Yeah.
But another thing is, how do you feel about the character decisions?
What do you mean? Like, how? What?
Do you think they were all retarded, or do you think they all meant something?
I'm not gonna give, you know, an opinion on that because I don't want to throw any bad feelings or thoughts towards anybody.
Okay.
So no comment on any of that. But yeah, I'm certainly not going to be happy, you know, being on the same set as, you know, cutting motion. But you know, I'll have to overcome that.
Well, I have some good news for you. I think the two people who are involved in cutting motion are gonna play the other two guards. So yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So you get to kick the shit out of one.
Oh, well, that's not really what I want to do, you know? I just, you know, don't want to be... It's not that I don't want to be around them, it's just, you know...
You don't have respect for them.
Yeah, I don't have any type of respect for them at all.
Okay.
No matter how much they apologize.
Yeah. So, with the film, how do you feel about, portraying pain?
That's gonna be tough.
Like, because at the end, you get your arm broken and you get bitten.
You got money to pay for hospital bills?
Well, they're not you're not actually getting your arm broken, obviously.
I know, it's a joke.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't catch on that.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah. I'll just have to throw on my acting suit and roll on from there.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think it would suit the film better if I didn't place my death in as early and had me and you do the final standoff? Do you think it would make the film make more sense and be more enjoyable?
Yeah. I mean... yeah, I mean, totally.
Okay. So, I guess I'll have to do some script altering because I think that's what I want to do too. So,
but keep my idea in mind about the bad dream.
Well, I'm not. That's not the ending for the film that I had in mind.
Well, no, I know, but I'm just saying, you know, keep it in mind just in case you want to ever use it.
Just in case yeah. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can figure out any other questions. How do you feel about how do you feel you'll react when? Sorry, I burped really loud.
Yeah, it's all good.
Anyway, how do you think you'll feel on set with everything, with all the calamity going on around you, and then how do you feel like how do you feel you're gonna react when you see the events of the film play out on screen?
Well, first of all, there's going to be me acting the scene out, and then me watching me acting the scene out. So, there's going to be pressuring in both instances.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about, fuck. How do you feel about... Damn it, I'm losing questions, so I'm just trying to throw shit out that I want to know. Shit. How do you feel about, I think I've already asked this, but, how do you feel about how, about the amount of brutality that is displayed whenever somebody dies, and how brutal it actually is?
Like I said, man, frightening as shit.
Are you happy that were you happy to realize that you didn't die?
I'm happy that I'm not dying because, in my opinion, and I'm not saying this to boast or brag, but I feel like I have more potential than pretty much everybody on that movie set.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, just gonna say this right now,
excluding you.
I'm just kidding.
Excluding you. You know what I'm
just
saying?
kidding.
I know, no. I know what's up. Anyway, yeah. You know, and I'm not dissing anybody. I'm just saying, you know, in my, you know, special opinion. But
so, how did you first react when? How did you first feel, and what were your thoughts when you first heard when the script first started to have the point where shit hit the fan?
It got more interesting. That's all I can remember.
Did it get, okay, were you riveted at all?
Riveted. What does that mean?
Did you find it exciting?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you feel like you were invested in the characters?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you, so I think you may have noticed that I sprinkled some comedy throughout. Did you pick up on any of that, and did you think anything was humorous that I displayed?
Yeah, the point where we're all arguing inside the house about going out and confronting the guards. That I found that pretty funny.
Did you, at first, did you find it predictable?
What do you mean by predictable?
Like when shit started to hit the fan, did you think it was predictable before everybody started dropping?
Not really, because I didn't think it would hit the fan, you know, that early.
Do you think, shit, I lost my train of thought. Do you, so I don't know about you, but, when I was writing it, this is just a little, fact thrown in. When I was writing the script, I was just into it. Like, I didn't even look away from my computer until, the low battery sign popped up. So, I was completely into it, and I think you could tell. But when I reviewed it and I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, I actually wrote that down.
Yeah.
Like with some of the deaths, I was very surprised that I actually made it that brutal. But so you feel like that? So I'm just gonna say what I'm about to ask you is a trick question. It's false, but did you feel like it was almost a display of how I feel about myself? Like a metaphor of how I feel about myself?
What, where the world is going, you know, to shit?
And like everybody dies in like really brutal ways and that kind of stuff?
Like I said, it's you can put that anywhere in your mind if that's your opinion. I'm not gonna, because I don't really have a view on that. I have nowhere to speak on that, pretty much. So.
Be honest with me, please, in this situation. How did you feel about the first script?
If I'm being blunt with you, man, I thought it was a 50-50 that you know, that would even make it with the first script.
How so?
Because we didn't have most of the details in there that we did now.
When I was getting ready to read it to you, did you think that it was gonna go the same route as the original?
No, because you sounded all jazzed about it. So of course, you're gonna get me excited, and I'm gonna want to hear this.
Did one thing I don't know if you noticed this, but did you notice I didn't stutter at all when I read it?
Yeah.
And I didn't mess up my words at all. Also, another thing. How do you feel about shit? How do you feel about filming at night? Like late at night?
I'm scared.
Why?
I don't like the dark very much.
Do you think that'll enhance your acting? Or do you think it'll just make you more scared shitless?
It's gonna do both. Because, you know, it's a horror movie, so you gotta have some type of horror in it.
Were you surprised as to how much the script differed from the original script?
Not really, because back when the original script came out, you know, we had a lot of shit happening in our lives that we didn't really have time to focus on it, so we were just kind of like bunching ideas together. But now that we're kind of like more of the free thinkers, this is absolutely it's better.
One last thing, do you feel like this is a movie that you would actually watch?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dude, were you surprised with how descriptive it was versus the original?
Yeah.
Did you feel sick to your stomach, or did you cringe or feel any emotion when the gore was displayed in such a graphic manner?
Not really. Not now that I can't see it, but I know I will later on.
Okay. How do you feel about having such a physical performance?
Physical, like, role-wise?
Like people trying to stab you and kill you and stuff constantly.
I mean, that's not for real, is it? Like, they ain't using real knives and shit, are they?
No, but like, how do you feel about having such a physical performance, and are you prepared to have such a physical performance?
Yeah. Yes and no.
Okay. Shit. I forgot. Are you ready to give that performance?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready.
How do you think that you'll react on set to the acts that are displayed?
You might need to keep a bucket near me,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest.
How do you feel about the way I die?
Like I said before, you know, pissed off.
No, like are you how do you feel about the brutality, and like, are you happy that I didn't make it as brutal as I could?
I'm iffy on that because I know you can do like a good job with blood and gore and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, obviously it's displayed throughout the entire book, script.
Yeah, obviously. I think, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Do you think that the gore and blood in the script was mostly gratuitous, or do you think it actually felt like it had a purpose there?
Like I said before, it's a you know, horror movie. What's a horror movie without blood and guts and violence?
Exactly. Were you surprised as to how creative it was and how new it was?
Yeah. Surprisingly, yes.
Were you okay? Were you shocked or surprised as to how fast the characters started dropping?
Yeah. Which I'm gonna talk to you. Oh.
Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, okay. Which I'm actually gonna speak to you about this off camera about that topic.
Okay.
But yeah, like I honestly didn't like that.
Okay. What what was your if this is off camera discussion, just tell me and then we can end it off.
Well, it depends on what you're trying. Well, it depends on what you're trying to say. What are you trying to?
I'm basically what was your immediate reaction to how fast characters dropped?
It's too fast. It's too quick to be killing people off.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm out of questions, dude. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm out too, so. Anyway, we'd like to thank you for tuning into tonight's interview. And if you stay tuned, there will be more in the future with Fireboys again. We'll have a part 2 of his in about a week or two. And we might have another meeting with Reflex right here in a month or so, maybe. So, stay tuned and stay cool. You got anything else to add to that?
I don't know. Hold on. I have one thing to add. Mock ESPN Network is a really nice guy, so if I were you guys, I'd support him. He loves to make content. He loves to be successful with his content, so just support him every inch of the way, and trust me, you won't regret it.
Thanks, man. Anyway, we are going to sign off, and we are getting ready to buddy. So, I will see you
I think we
in
already
the...
spoiled enough about the film.
Whatever. Anyway, we will see you guys in the next video. Stay cool, and we'll see you next time on Mock ESPN Network.